did, baby. Yes, honey. It's the weekend, baby. Listen, do your girl a favor. Share this on my timeline in the group of the message. You know, I need you to go on my website, buy you a book, a t-shirt, or something. Make it happen. Okay, listen. Told you we're going to be talking about the offense. The bait of Satan is offense. And again, when somebody is offended, it goes from being offended to betrayal to hatred, in that order. And I want to tell you about offense on the job. I have been working on this job for approximately 13 years. Everybody always would come and be like, girl, can't nobody gather this lady up like you be gathering this lady up, right? Because I don't know what it was about me that always annoyed the lady. Now, you know how you're on a job and it's kind of like you feel like you've been singled out. And for real, you do be being singled out because everybody is doing the same bad behavior, breaking the same rule, but for some odd reason, you vexes the person's spirit. So I was the person that was vexing the supervisor's spirit. Anything that I did, I vexed her spirit. Mind you, on this job, good morning, everybody. On this job, we had to have events where the parents would have to come in because it was federal funded, and we would always have to have signatures from the parents. All the other workers that did the same job, they would have maybe like 20 people show up, but when it was my turn to do it, I would have like 150, 200. I would have so many people, so many parents to show up that the teachers would be like, hey, we getting overwhelmed when it's your month to do it. It's too many people showing up. So I'm just gonna say this, I was doing stuff on the job. Nah, I ain't gonna pretend like I wouldn't. And I was using the excuse, everybody else clocking in late, but I would stay after work like an hour to try to show her, you know, I'm coming in late, but I'm staying for an hour. So I'm thinking this is compensating for it. Now, I had a history with this person because she was once before my teacher. And I don't know what it was about her. She was treating me like I was a little girl. I'm an adult and I respect my elders, but the same respect that you want me to give you, we grown now. I'm gonna need you to reciprocate this same respect. Hello, somebody. Listen. So, she was always writing me up for everything that I did that everybody else was doing. Now, I believe this was the straw that broke the camel's back. We had a microwave in the break room. And being that I was her student in high school, I know how she felt about the microwave. She wanted the microwave to always be immaculate. So this particular day, I went to go warm my food up. She was in there. And another man was in there, right? And I warmed my food up. I put the top on top of it so that I wouldn't have no splatter because I had chili on this day. And when I walked in, I said, oh, let me make sure I do what's right because she's going to make a big deal about me warming up my chili. So I warmed up my chili and I left. After me, 3 or 4 more people came into the break room and they warmed up their food. All of a sudden, she come marching into the office and she's like, you are finna get in here and clean out this microwave. I'm like, what did I do? You're finna clean out this microwave. So I gets up, and at this point, the grown lady in me was like, let God arise and your enemies be scattered because you doing too much and I want all the smoke today. That's just how I was. I was on one. So I stood up and I'm praying and I'm walking because I feel myself about to get out of character with you. And I purposely respect my elders. So I go in there and there was some splatter and different things in the microwave. However, when I warmed up my stuff, there was nothing in the microwave. Other people came behind me. You see what I'm saying? There were other people that came behind me that used the microwave. So she showing out, like trying to shine for my daddy in front of the other man. So I said, no, ma'am, Pam, Leisha, I bet you Jesus will descend from heaven before I clean out that microwave. You gonna clean out the microwave, or you gonna go get them other people that messed the microwave up because I did not do this. And I turned away and walked away. Do you know she started crying? For why? Why is you being extra? She started crying. Okay. So from that, everybody at the job was always like, boy, don't nobody know how to get her together. Good morning. I'm going to give you a song. She's like, can't nobody get us together like you get the together. This is what everybody was saying, hyping me up. Okay. 2 years go by from this. Now, again, after this situation, every single thing that I did, it was vexing her spirit. And she was writing me up, okay? At the end of the year, when we do our annual thing to go over it, I always had a horrible annual review. I still didn't think nothing of it. 2 years go by, and she decides that this is going to be the year that she retires. I'm talking about being offended. See, she got offended at me that moment when I told her what you're not going to do. Little lady, is think you finna be bothering me and telling me to do stuff. Good morning, everybody. Do stuff when you know I do stuff. I know you don't like me, but you're not finna be thinking you finna handle me like that in front of other people. Not in front of other people, period, but in general, you're not finna handle me like that because I'm grown just like you grown. She got offended. The offense turns to betrayal. The betrayal turned to hatred. She literally hated me. I'm not lying to you. So she getting ready to retire. She keeps saying, I'm going out with a bang. Oh, I'm going out with a bang. She said this the whole year. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think nothing of it. Listen to me. Meanwhile, let me tell you how things still work together for your good, even though somebody else is offended. People had begun to say to me, you don't look like you belong here. And I felt the spirit of entrepreneurship on me. And I didn't want to work here anymore, but it was an easy job. So my birthday come up, and over the summer, we out over the summer. And I had turned 40. And I'm like, baby, I'm finna give me this 40-year-old nap the day. Taking me a nap and get a phone call. The phone call is from corporate. So I missed the call because I was taking my nap. But when I seen it was them, I called back. I was like, yes, I got it. And it was after hours. So I called back, and the man was like, hi, yeah, this is such and such and such. I'm the CEO of the company. I'm like, hey, thanks for calling, blah, blah, blah. He said, well, you know, we were going over your records, and we see that you and this lady never got along. I was like, yes, that's true. And and we're gonna have to let you go. Let who go? Doing the big C word. This was doing the C word. Now, you know what I'm talking about, the C word. I was like, people ain't hiring people like that no more. Everybody working from home anyway. So I went on the back porch. I got ready to boo-hoo cry because I was the breadwinner. And I said, God, what am I going to do? I don't have a job. Now, let me tell you how God flipped it. Even though she was offended, she said she was going to go out with a bang. She got offended. Betrayed me because you was writing out everything I did wrong. And it turned to hatred. You really hated me. You really tried to make me live in poverty because there's not a lot of jobs in the city that I work from. And I didn't want to travel outside of the city to get a job. But this job was sufficient in helping take care of my family. So you're taking my income. The bang that you keep talking about, I'm going to go out in the bang, was you getting me fired. Okay. So that happened. God told me to use what was in my hands. He opened up doors for me, and I was able to be a full-time entrepreneur. And doing the big C, you know, we was getting those unemployment checks every week. So the money that I was getting from the big C was more money than I actually was getting from the job. I was able to live off of the big C, And I was able to pursue my entrepreneurship and kind of lay the foundation for my business, Intellectual Designs by LaShonda Love. So it worked out for me. But do you understand what I'm saying? When people get offended with you, they will go out of their way on the job to try to make sure that you're walking in the spirit of poverty. Because what me and you had going on, to me, wasn't that deep. I was not doing anything other than what everybody else was doing, but I wasn't everybody. You wasn't offended with everybody. You was offended with T-Dog Jenkins. You understand what I'm saying? The bait of Satan on your job is when somebody get offended with you, they'll walk around because you still spoke to me. You still was semi-cordial with me. But just every blue moon you would throw up that you're going out in the bank. Right? And I'm just saying to myself, why she keep saying that? Because what she was saying is, when I leave, I'm going to make sure you don't have a job. Now, let me flip it to 2024. And let me tell you how God made sure that everything worked together for the good of those that's called according to his purpose. So I'm going 2023. You know, I got married to David. He laid down everything and started working to take care of his family. My entrepreneurship was kind of slow. And I started saying, God, I need more money to help my husband pay these bills. So I started substituting, and I still did Intellectual Designs by LaShonda Love on the side. And that was good, but it wasn't enough, right? So I started doing applications everywhere. I had several interviews. I done had like 6 interviews to work at Defects. And I don't know what it is about T-Dog that God did not want me to work at Defects, because I don't care how many applications I do, how many interviews I've had. Over the last 16, 17 years of my work experience, I've had 6 interviews at Defects, and they never picked me. I have the credentials because I have my master's in psychology. I've worked with children. I've done therapy. So that wasn't a door that God wanted me to go through. So if you find yourself looking for a job and it's for the same thing, and you notice that God is never opening that door for you, that's not a door that he wants you to go through. So long story short, I started video vlogging my journey. If you want to see my journey, all my videos on my YouTube channel of when I was going through my divorce, and I had to get out of my spirit the things that happened to me. So I began to video vlog my journey. So also I would put the videos on TikTok, which I will begin back putting my videos on TikTok. So I put my videos on TikTok, and I had made a video months ago, like maybe in March. But part of being a social media strategist is you keep using those videos as reels, because you know Facebook has the monetization, and during this time God had graced me to go viral with a lot of videos. So Facebook was also paying me and helping me pay my bills. So this one particular video, I done posted it like 5 or 6 times. You know, this girl reached out to me. She's like, this is so funny to me. I'm going to post it as real so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to post it when I get off here. She said, this is so funny to me. But if you're looking for a job for real, my spouse is over the hiring agency, and I can give him your information. He gave me the information. She gave me the information, and I reached out. So this was like in June or July. So he gave me a couple jobs. Then he was like, nah, I don't think this is a fit for you. So in September, he was like, the end of September, he's like, I found the perfect job for you. So I did the interview, and it went well, and I got hired. Then I had to do a second interview. When I did my second interview with the director of this company, as I'm telling her my experience, she said, your background and everything, you actually fit the position for the program manager of the Sycamore Center. And I was like, okay. So I got hired for one position, but then I got an upgrade immediately during my second interview to be the program manager. Let me wrap it up, because I still got to go back to the beta stage. So, doing all my paperwork, blah, 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 blah. Go through my 6-month trial period. And then they said, listen how God will turn stuff around for your favor. This is going to be your annual income. Now, when I was working at the place where the lady, my supervisor, got me fired, it capped off at a certain amount. And I don't care how many degrees or whatever you got, because it was federal funded. You could not go over this amount. When I tell you, God doubled the salary, and it's in Bainbridge. You make it make sense. So when somebody is offended with you on your job, you do have to pray and ask God to open up a door, a situation where you can actually sit down and dialogue about it. Me and her have dialogued about this, her offense with me, because I know she was offended. And I have even apologized to this young lady, to the lady, several times. But that offended person is more harder to win over. It's like they have walls around them. So no matter how I kept going to the supervisor, apologizing about the things that she was offended with me about, she still chose. People choose to be offended. I chose to let it go. So when she was throwing out the little shiesty remarks like I'm going out with a bang, it never really resonated with me, because I felt like the Christian in me was doing what I'm supposed to do. But you always gonna have you a Judas. And guess what Judas did? Pushed me into my purpose. Hello, somebody. The purpose of God. So, yes, the devil will use people on your job. They will get offended with you. But when you belong to the Most High King, he is going to turn it around, open the window of heaven, pour out a blessing, overflow. Listen. Yes. And I'm here to tell you, the stuff that she was writing me up for, I was doing it. I was using that printing out church stuff. Yes, I was. Printing out Bible study stuff. Because during that time, I was the elect lady and I was getting our stuff ready for church. Yes, I was coming in late, but I was staying an hour. But that still didn't erase the fact that I was coming in late. So I was doing all of the things that she was charging me for. Right? But listen. Listen. Let me encourage you for the Judas that's on your job. Everybody sometimes run into a Judas. Not everybody. Some of us run into a Judas. And on today, I give her the glory. And I thank you for throwing me under the bus. And I thank you for getting me fired. Because doing the big C, I made more money sitting home on the back end, establishing my entrepreneurship. Every single week, I'm getting paid more money. Listen, they were supposed to stop the benefits in February, but God fixed it that for all the way up until May, I still was receiving money from the big C. Then some kind of way in that, I got a big lump sum. I don't even remember. I don't know if it was one of them PP loans or something, but in the middle of that, I received a big chunk of money that allowed me to continue to live, pay all my bills, because I am a homeowner, and everything for a whole nother 2 years. So I was good. When I got married, my husband was helping take care of me, but I needed more income. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, when you get offended with somebody, yes, when you get offended with somebody, don't be the Judas in the story. Go to God. And I realize that some offenses take longer to heal, because some people can do stuff to you on your job that you just be like, you didn't have that to do. And it really hurts your feelings. It really hurts your feelings. So you know, I ain't feeling you like that, right? But there are some things that you can just kind of go to the Lord, go to that person. You on your end, try to be the person to squash the beef. Now, we're not in control of if the other person still want to keep their booty on their shoulder. Because clearly, after all them apologetics that I done gave this lady, you still got offended. And you were still offended that I told you that day, baby, I wish I would go in there and clean that microwave. Because I still can't understand you about to hit 90 and you in there crying about a microwave. Like, who told you that you thought you could handle me like that? Number one, I'm grown. I'm saved. But you not finna be coming in my face, little lady, thinking you finna be throwing your weight around because I'm grown. I'm going to respect you, but you're not finna think you finna handle me no any kind of way on these folks' job. Now, I still to this day, I apologize to her for causing her to cry because she really got offended. But I was offended. But I'm not using my offense as a mechanism because I'm humble enough to go to her and tell her, hey, listen, you doing all that crying and carrying on. Let me go ahead and apologize because I see that you done took this too far because that was splattered in the microwave. Like you drilled that little lady. Anyway, if you on this people job and you know somebody offended with you, go to them people, apologize, but you keep your eye on these people because some of it turns to betrayal and hatred. Betrayal, after they're offended and they don't deal with the offense, betrayal, you documenting everything. You taking time to write down every single thing that I do. Like, find you something safe to do. Then you done turn to hate because all I heard for that whole year when you was getting ready to retire, I'm going down with a bang. You never said what it was, but you was going out with a bang. I was the bang. I'm the bang. You see what I'm saying? So you done went from being offended, betrayal, to hatred. When you get offended, ladies and gentlemen, on your job, try to resolve the matter the best that you can. Stay from around them people. Because when somebody get offended, you can't trust them. Because they're on edge and they looking for any little thing that you do to get you fired. They want you to walk in the spirit of poverty. They think that by you losing your job, they're taking something from me. But listen, she took nothing from me. It was a gain all the way around. Because I already had the spirit of entrepreneurship. God used that situation and it turned out for my good. But I still wasn't watchful. I still didn't realize that she was Judas. You see what I'm saying? I still was still, because I felt like I had gotten things right. I thought that me and her was cool, but she was not cool with me at all. So when you know somebody is offended with you, pray about it, go to them people, get it right on your end, and stay from around them people, but don't take your eye off them people. Don't try to go to lunch with them. Don't try to do extra stuff with them. I see you, hey girl, and that's it. We not doing extra stuff together. No, we not. Because I know you don't like me. No. I know you don't like me, and if you don't like me, the next thing, if you offended with me, you're gonna betray me. You're gonna be writing down every little thing that I do to try to get me from off this job, knowing that this is how I take care of my family. So from 2020 to 2023, I was without a job. But God took care of me. If he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor. I woke up and he was taking care of me. He proved to me during this whole journey that everything works out for the good. When I tell you it worked out, and I was lacking nothing. Nothing did I lack. I gained more by you throwing me under the bus. But I learned from that experience. You know, every time I found out I had a crush on you. No, I found out that you is Judas. And I found out how to deal with Judases in the workplace. I found out that you apologize and you stay clear. Don't give people a reason to accuse you. Go back. If you know somebody offended with you, you got to be the smarter one. Go back and read the handbook. Go back and cover your tracks, because they're looking for a little leaven, a little thing you do. You dropped a pencil on the floor, stepped on it in ink, and now they saying you're destroying property. Like it's the small foxes. They try to find little things that you have done to make it into something big. And if you're not careful, it will develop into something big. Because remember, offense, betrayal, hatred. I'm offended. I'm going to betray you. And then I hate you. Mine had got to level 3. You can stop it on level 1. But if you see it I went to level 2, this person keep throwing you under the bus. Don't act like you don't see what people doing. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Don't act like you don't see, because everybody ain't you. See, I squashed the beef. When I apologized to her, I squashed it. I just knew not to be around her like that, but I still listen. The Holy Spirit told me when I went on the porch and I was trying to cry about me getting fired from the job. He said, you're not finna cry about this, because you did go to work every day late. You was using the people printer. What else she said I was doing? Like, just weird stuff. Weird stuff that wasn't even a big deal. But the Holy Spirit said you was doing that. So what you gonna do is take that on the chin, because you gave her the bullets to shoot you. I said, you know what? Let me go back in the house and just believe that God gonna work this out. Because I did. I gave her the bullets to shoot me. I did. I gave her all the bullets to shoot me. So I took that. I acknowledge you right. I was late every day. The fact that I stayed behind, don't put no but to it. I was late every day. So know the rules of the company if you know somebody offended with you, and make sure that you're following the rules, because they will begin to try to find something, that's the betrayal, to get you out the door. And you don't give people bullets to a gun. I gave her them bullets, but God still turned it around for my favor. But I still gave her the bullets. So I pray that this was informative for you on today. Let us continuously to monitor. We can't walk around with an offense meter, but you know when somebody offended with you on the job, they start acting all weird and funny. You keep going to the office for random stuff that you hadn't started going to the office for before the offense, or they telling on you. So you just got to be mindful and know who labor amongst you, so that you'll know how to handle yourself accordingly. That's all I'm saying. Now, as I get ready to go, I pray that y'all have a wonderful weekend, and click on them 10 links. Listen, my newest book, Ask God for an Answer. If for all the single ladies, I got a book too. If you're married and you need God to change your spouse, listen. Prayer changes things. A Wife Faithful Prayer. That's the book that you need to go to Amazon to get, because it helped me. It's the steps that God gave me to shut up, LaShonda. Quit. Don't say nothing to this man. And that was hard to do, because he was doing too much. And I used to be like, so you don't see this? You telling me to be quiet, but you don't see you don't see how you don't see this? But God still instructed me to be quiet. And everything that he said he was going to do for my husband, he did himself. He delivered him from the street, from drinking. Purpose got a Stanley Cup. This dude used to drink a pint of, I don't know what it's called, but a bottle like this of Tito every single day with no chaser. And baby, I used to be trying to tell him, you was really spicy. I ain't spicy, I'm nice. No, friend, you spicy. And you doing too much, just irrational. God delivered him from that because of the instructions that he gave me that you can follow for your spouse. Everything God told me he was going to do for my husband, he did it, but I had to do my part. So buy that book, buy it for a friend that may be going through something in their marriage. And also, Soul Sync is a 30-day devotional for spouses. If you need a conversation piece that you're trying to work on your marriage, buy Soul Sync, because it has conversation points, things that you can talk to your spouse when y'all laying in the bed. Y'all can go over it and y'all can begin to dialogue. Let's get to the heart of what's the problem. What's eating Gilbert's great, and it's good. So I love y'all. Have an amazing weekend. Click on them 10 links, and remember, the bait of Satan on your job is offense. You gotta know how to deal with these folks. Cause these people don't play. My husband say they don't play fair. They don't play fair, baby. And they don't. So I see y'all